welcome to Is There Something in This, the podcast where Jason Chatfield and me, Scott Dooley, go through our jokes that we write for the New Yorker cartoons. No, it's not even called the New Yorker cartoons, it's just called the New Yorker.
New Yorker, yeah. It's all right. You nearly got there.
I nearly got there. Now,
Pretty
just
good.
full disclosure, normally when what happens is Jason will come to my house and we'll kind of shoot the shit for half an hour or so.
Right.
And then we'll start recording. But today, Jason's in a hurry because he's got to go and do press for...
Well, let's be honest, the podcast.
He's going to do press for the, the most successful cartoon in Australia. The thing that doesn't need press. It's like... Do you know what this is like? It's like when it's like before the Super Bowl, you know, they've got the media day.
Yeah.
And you're always like, oh, I'm glad Brady spoke. Otherwise, people might not have been interested.
I will take that as comparing Brady to me. That's great.
Quick. Let's see. Quick. Has it ever worked? Has anyone ever been flicking around and seen Brady being like, you know what, we're just going to need a solid 4-quarter effort. And I think, we respect him on both sides of the ball. And there's that. And someone goes, you know what, I might give this thing a shot.
Wait, is there a football game
I might
on?
try this.
I'm going on there to plug Ginger Meg's.
It's the birthday or something?
97 he is this year, 97. And no doubt we'll talk about other stuff. And if you're listening to this now, it has already happened. It probably happened on Wednesday morning, Australian time. And
did you need to say if you're listening to this now?
Just if you're listening. If this is on in the background, ignore this. But if you are actually tuning in, it'll have already happened. I'll probably post it on my blog or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, I'll probably end up plugging the pod, let's be honest.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We need the hits.
Always.
Heading into Christmas.
Big news. We're recording this from your brand new
I've got
mystery
a new flat.
location.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We're in the city. We're in Manhattan.
That's as much as you're going to get. Manhattan. That's as specific as we're going to be.
Do you know what?
But we're back on the
Do you
island.
know what's so funny?
Yes.
Is that I'm like, listen, I don't want people knowing where I live. However, I Googled to find out where Jay-Z and Beyonce live. It gave their street address and apartment number.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like a selling point in that building.
No.
195 Hudson. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
then-
a selling point in that building.
Right.
That like, do you want to share a common area with Jay-Z and Beyonce? I'm like, yeah, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're leaving their private terrace to go up. Hey, babe, I'm going to go and cook some sausages. Ha, ha, ha.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty good Jay-Z.
The guy from 1F was already doing it. He stunk it up with the onions. I'm calling the super.
Stuck it up with the onions.
I imagine that.
Again.
Have you ever heard the
That's
story
funny.
about Jay-Z? Jay-Z...
The story of
See
Jay-Z?
if you can guess. So Jay-Z hates something so much. Like he really hates it.
I haven't heard this story. No.
Okay.
What is
I'll
it?
give you 3 guesses if you can guess what Jay-Z hates.
Yeah. Okay. Onions, stinking it
No,
up. Okay.
not onions. It's not onions. I threw you off there.
Yeah, you did. A real red herring. Is it red herrings?
No.
Okay.
You got one more to go.
The other members of Destiny's Child.
No. No.
Okay. I'm not.
Even Kelly had their moments, but I think they threw it. Okay.
Righto.
The thing Jay-Z hates more than anything else in this world
Right.
is the film E.T.
No! Really?
So
Jay-Z hates E.T.
There was this like
Wow.
podcast or radio show or something,
Yeah.
and this cat was on it, and he was like, and it was like a hip hop thing.
Right.
This was about 10, 15 years
It wasn't
ago.
an actual cat on the show.
Well, it wasn't a cat.
Okay.
No,
Right.
it was Top Cat.
Our listeners just need to know that.
It was Top Cat just
Yeah.
promoting Benny's new record.
Okay.
So he's on there, and they're like, "You're going pretty big at the moment. Like, look, I'll tell you how big you are. You got Jay-Z's phone number." He's like, "Yeah, man. I mean, you know what it's like. You meet people, and you become like, you know, me and Hove. I've known Hove for years.
Right.
This is when Jay-Z is at his peak. Like
Right,
Jay-Z
yeah.
couldn't be bigger. They're like, "Yo, text Hover for us," and the guy's like, "I'm not gonna text." He goes, "Listen." He responds honestly to 1 in 5 texts.
Right.
And generally it's 2 weeks later.
Yeah, okay.
All right. And they're like, all right, well, maybe don't text it. They start talking and they go, yo, you know what this dude hates? He fucking hates E.T. We're in a tour bus. E.T.'s on. He comes in. He goes, get that shit off. That shit is fucking terrible.
Really?
I hate this shit.
Wow.
Anyway, so they go, yo, text him. Now, bear in mind, he replies to this guy 1 in 5
Yeah.
with a 2-week response time
Okay.
on the 1 in 5.
Yeah. Roll
This
the dice.
dude writes to him, "Yo, Hove, what do you think of E.T.?" Within 30 seconds, the dude's phone goes,
Wow.
bring, and he goes,
Oh my
"What did it say?" And it just says this: "That shit is horrible." That's all it said.
That's amazing.
So Jay-Z,
Oh,
it's just such a
man.
weird thing to hate.
What happened to Jay-Z
I know.
watching E.T.
What
when he was a
happened?
kid or something?
Yeah.
Something happened to him. See, when you first said the one thing that Jay-Z, I'm guessing here, and then you go E.T., I thought, well, yeah, that stands to reason that a celebrity hates entertainment tonight.
Yeah.
They probably snuck into his, private
the
life.
heartwarming Steven Spielberg children's film
of a small alien wanting
Yeah.
to get home.
Yeah.
What did he? Is that like maybe he's never cried in his life except for that film?
don't
So
know.
now
No,
he's
Jay-Z
impervious to tears.
Listen, as we all know, Jay-Z can't cry, but he makes the song cry. Can't see him coming down my cheek. Anyway,
We're really
don't
taking a
get
turn.
me into
I
a
shan't.
Jay-Z.
I shan't.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know.
That's incredible. I
Isn't
love
that
that.
such a weird?
Yeah.
And so weird. So it's extra weird that I remember this.
I'm genuinely impressed that you remember the details of this.
And but also like. It's such a weird, arbitrary thing.
I know. Of all the things for him to hate, a heartwarming
And
Steven
what are the
Spielberg
odds that would
family
ever
film.
come up?
Right, exactly. But then on a tour bus, yeah.
Yeah, but what are the chances that like it's like Jay-Z, there's Ghost, yo, here's Method Man, there's a young Kanye West,
There's Dre.
there's Jay, there's
Snoop.
hey, Snoop's coming. What are we gonna do? Let's put on that E.T. man. What the fuck is going on?
I like the way he talks. Oh man. I reckon if anyone was going to drop like a hate, what do you call them? Like a hate,
A diss track.
a diss track. I
Wow.
don't know about rap. I'm an idiot.
Jesus.
I'm the whitest man alive. A diss track against Jay-Z, they'd have to include E.T. in
Well, they
because
would
it
now,
rhymes as well,
But
which
the
is great.
the Nas diss track, Ether, didn't mention it once.
Didn't mention it once.
No, but did mention his cocksucking lips. So
Oh, okay,
I
well,
think that's a bit more offensive
there we
than
go.
you don't like E.T.
Anyway,
Now,
yeah.
you've been away. You're in LA.
Yeah,
you've been
sorry
everywhere.
for the slight hiatus. I was in LA for a few things. Went out there for a memorial for the editor of Mad Magazine, previous editor of Mad Magazine, and a friend of mine, and then also a wedding. So a funeral and a wedding in LA.
Oh, wow.
And then also went to the new offices of Mad Magazine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, got to hang out with Sergio
Is it-
Aragones.
Oh wow.
That was pretty great.
That's a
He's
bit
my
of
hero.
that's a good one.
Bill Morrison, Tom Richmond, all that gang, Sam Viviano. Yeah.
Is it like The Simpsons where Bart goes in?
And Alfred pokes his head out of the.
Give me Kaputnik on the phone.
It is and it isn't because it's been bought by Warner Brothers. You see, so it's DC Entertainment. So it's
sure.
all Batman and Superman everywhere, and then snuck in the corner, just sort of tucked away, is Mad Magazine. But then again, it's always been the underdog, so it's never going to get its own building or anything like that.
Right.
But yeah, it's out in Burbank in California now.
Oh.
And I got to do something that I've wanted to do my whole life, which is this. There's this very famous Mad Magazine tradition of there's a big whiteboard in the Mad Magazine office. Every
Right.
cartoonist who's ever worked for Mad, ever, like Al Jaffe and all these guys, they're all up there. All the heroes, Berg, everyone. And every time I went to visit the Mad offices in New York, I had never been published by Mad yet.
Right.
So they were like, there it is. What are you waiting for? I'm like, you need to publish me. Come on. And I was pitching, but I never got into Mad Magazine in New York. So I'm now in there a bunch, and they were like, all right, take it away.
Oh, nice one.
So I got to draw on the famous whiteboard
Oh, congratulations.
next to Max Korn, which is
who is the lead singer of Korn?
and Sam
He
Viviano.
founded Korn.
There was actually at the it sounds like a weird name drop, but it's relevant, I promise. Is at the memorial for the editor of Mad, Nick Meglin. He was Weird Al Yankovic.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah,
he
yeah.
guest edited an issue
Yes,
of Mad,
that's
but
right.
also was a friend of Nick's and friend of a lot of people there. And he is probably the nicest, coolest guy you're ever going to meet.
He's the nicest guy in show business.
He is literally
Easily.
the nicest guy in show business. I
Yeah.
met him in 2012 at the Reuben Awards,
Yeah.
and he was, again, the nicest guy. We awarded him something called the ACE Award, which is for celebrities who wanted to become cartoonists but ended up falling back on being insanely rich and famous.
Oh really?
So-
Does Jake Tapper won that?
He did. he
Yeah,
did.
right. Yeah, yeah.
We gave that to him in Philly. So yeah, it's one of those things where you look and you go, oh, oh, that's Weird Al. You just kind of notice it and go, I've listened to him since I was a boy. And
Yeah.
I used to memorize all his songs. And then there he is.
You
it's
know
just
who-
very LA. It felt,
Yeah, that's such a
surreal, very surreal.
There's someone else, Carl Chandler from the
Friend of the show.
from the
Playing.
Little Dum Dum Club. He really wanted to be a cartoonist.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
Tommy
know that.
Tommy Dassolo is
He is
a
a
cartoon. He's a
cartoonist.
fantastically good cartoonist. Yeah, it's odd. You actually hear when you tell people what you do, they will either tell you, oh, a friend of mine used to blah, 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 or
Yeah.
oh, I always wanted to be a cartoonist. But then I ended up getting an Uber license and, well, the rest is history.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's interesting to see who... That Ace Award has gone to some pretty crazy famous people.
Who's like the biggest?
Jack Benny, I think, is probably...
Jack Benny,
Probably the
wow.
biggest one, I think. Yeah, there's a whole bunch. There's a whole list on Ruben.org. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I was away for that big wedding down in Del Mar in San Diego for a comedian friend of mine, Gary Letley, which is fun. You've met Gary a couple of times, I think, just at gigs and stuff.
Sure.
You couldn't miss him. He's
No.
a very big act. you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we did some gigs over there in LA.
Oh yeah.
I didn't do great to start with. First
Why
couple.
do you do this? You always do this.
First couple
Just
of
say
shows.
you did well. No one
No,
knows.
we
No one
were-
was there. Why do you do?
I could tell you I killed.
I have never understood why anyone in show business volunteers information
Yeah.
that makes them look bad.
Well, I mean, it's because there's a good end to the story.
All right.
I'll tell you this.
Well, I don't know. You haven't gone well
That's
lately.
true.
Maybe it doesn't
That's
have a
true.
good end.
Yeah, that's true. So I go out there and Gary books me on a bunch of things, and we all go out at night and do gigs. First one, no good. Just I guess I didn't do the right kind of material.
Right.
And then the next
You
show,
did a lot of like, ever been to LA?
boy, it sucks. Doesn't LA stink? What a hole! And they were so positive over there. They're so positive. Everything's good. Everything's positive.
Well, yeah, no one's ever had a bad meeting in LA.
No,
yeah.
it's all very like, happy.
Yeah.
So then the next set, I did completely different material. I did like a different part of my act, and that worked a little
Well,
better.
that's good.
And then the final show was at a place called the Hollywood Hotel in Hollywood, and it was I had some mates come and watch me and stuff like that, and it was a real mixed bag. People were bombing worse than I've ever seen bomb in the history of comedy, and then other people were doing extremely well. Luckily, I did well.
Oh, that's good.
But it was a very touch and go kind of, I'm going to have another drink, I think. Just you're watching other people, you're just sweating, going, oh, I'm going to bomb. This
Well,
is
I told
awful.
you, I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast, doing a gig with Judith Lucy,
Mm.
who watched the first 3 acts,
Yeah.
of which I was one of them. And I didn't go badly. Like,
Yeah.
but she goes, when I came off, she goes, I can't believe you just did that. I was like, what? What? Like, thinking I must
that
have
you, like,
said something
stolen a joke or
offensive or
something,
maybe
or-
done a bit
Right.
of her material or something. I said, what did I do? She goes, this gig. Well, how could... She goes, are you going to... I was like, what? She goes, let's go. So we just left.
She
Yeah.
wasn't on the bill, was she?
She was on the... But she was
She just
like,
went, "I'm not doing
nah,
this."
I am far too good for this.
That's hilarious. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Classic
It was
Judith
such a
Lucy.
baller move.
Wow. I've never known of anyone to just go, nah, I'm walking.
Oh, I've done that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
All the
You
time.
just
Not
bail on
all.
it.
I do it. I did it quite regularly. I've once
Yeah?
done a gig
like
where
Larry- that's
I
doing
was
Larry
like,
David.
I was like, this just is. I said, I remember I was trying material, and it was at the old Gaelic Club,
The old Gaelic
which was
Club.
a big music venue. Like the Strokes performed there,
Yeah,
right? Like
right.
it was a big gig, and they had comedy night there, and I was put on, and I went along, and they had, so you've got this big high stage, like a proper stage for big musicians, and then 12 feet below is the audience
Oh, that's
on
terrible.
couches.
For comedy,
The
yeah.
the PA is for music.
Yeah.
So it's like the fucking Nuremberg rally. It's just
Perfect.
enormous sound. And you're like, no, what's the guy? I can't believe this guy got voted in or whatever the
I
hell
mean,
your
everyone
act is.
knows comedy needs an open space.
Exactly.
And,
And
the audience to be very
the
comfortable.
audience to be basically on
In a
nearly
cavern below
asleep,
you.
lying down so they can
Yeah.
see up to whoever's on stage. And I was like, you know what? Listen, I got to tell you, because I was there trying jokes. It was like some midweek show.
Right.
I said, listen, for the record, if you've never seen me before, I'm very good at this.
Yeah, that usually wins them over.
Don't judge me by this, but I think it's for the best.
Oh.
I think for all of us, if I just go.
Did you
And-
get a round of applause?
Yeah. I walked off the stage,
Yeah.
through the audience, straight out the back, into my car. I got the best car spot. I remember the
Perfect.
car park better than
Yeah,
the
you
gig.
George Costanza
it was
over here.
such a good gig. Oh,
Righto.
God, that park. And I got in my car.
Yeah.
And John Cruikshank said, that was the coolest thing I've ever seen. He said, because it was so quiet, we could hear your car start. It was like The Simpsons. He goes, I honestly paused to hear if a plane would fly over the street.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez, did you at least drop the mic when you left? I mean,
No. Never drop a microphone because they're delicate fucking instruments.
All right, that's
and
not very gangster of you.
soundos go nuts.
Yeah,
They
like,
go
"Don't
really,
do it,
what are you
John."
doing?
Yeah.
This thing's cost hundreds of dollars. It's very precise.
That's wow. No, I mean I'm impressed that you left the. I mean, Larry David famously used to do that.
Yeah,
At
right.
Catch a Rising Star, he'd
Yeah.
come out, eyeball the audience, and go, "Nah, I don't think
Yeah,
so."
no, I've
and
been
then
there.
and just walk back.
I've been there before. I never kind of got to that Larry stage of. I remember seeing an interview with Seinfeld, and he said when they were starting out, he pulled Larry aside. And he goes, "Yeah, maybe you don't want to call the audience you people."
What's the matter with you people? That's funny. Now you've been teasing.
I got some
very
jokes.
mysteriously that you've got some good ones.
I've
this
got
week.
some okay ones.
Okay. We're
They're
under
all right
plan.
ideas.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to start with this one. I think we talked about this. It's the dog courtroom.
Okay.
Which is it's everything's a
First
dog.
time hearing of it.
Everything it's a dog.
Okay.
The magistrate's a dog. Blah, 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 it's just all
So
dogs.
the bailiff is a dog.
Everyone's
the
a dog.
jury is
the
a dog.
jury are dogs. Everyone's dogs.
The defense
Everyone's a dog.
and the prosecutor.
So the caption, it's a bit wordy, but the caption is it's obviously the prosecution
Yes.
giving his opening remarks.
Opening remarks. Okay.
And it says, over the coming days and weeks, you'll hear testimony and be presented with evidence that will prove without any doubt that the defendant is not a good boy.
This is very. Can I introduce without a shadow of a doubt?
Without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, that's
You and
good.
I have watched Law and Order
Yeah,
for so
yeah,
long
yeah,
that
yeah.
you've absorbed this
Well,
vernacular.
I actually cut it. Like, I think I might have started with shadow of a doubt.
Right.
Because I was like, oh, it's a bit wordy, but I
No,
think
but
it needs to
be wordy
Yeah.
for it to work
Yeah.
because that joke is so verbose and it ends with. Also, I think people are delightfully waiting for you to like. They know it's going to be something like good boy, good dog,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something,
yeah,
or
yeah,
bad
yeah.
dog,
Yeah.
and they're just waiting for how you do it at the end
I
of
think
this
it's got to be
sentence.
good boy.
Good
as
boy is
well,
good. I think
because
good
it's
boy's
like,
good. Is a good boy.
Did you see? So this is the thing. Did you see the White House Correspondents'
Mm-hmm.
dinner, which normally they have a comedian come as the keynote
That's
speaker?
right. Michelle Wolf did it until they stopped inviting comedians.
And this is what's happened. So they've just announced they're getting like literally an 80-year-old historian.
I thought you were going to say magician. Comedy
No, that'd be
magician.
great.
Cruise magician.
So
Oh, boy.
I was thinking of two things. One thing I wanted to do was, you know how before those things, whoever's doing it will start jumping up around town and just trying out their speech.
Yeah, for
their,
sure.
their act.
Right.
What I thought would be funny is if you dressed up as an old person and said you were the historian just trying to work his act for this
Can I do 5 at the cellar just to work this out?
and do a lot of it.
Just do a drop in?
Oh, what did I want to talk to you about?
What did I
again?
want to talk about?
Hey, do you guys ever notice that like agrarian regimes are more prone to war in the mid 19th century? What's up with that? I just do a bunch of like,
What is the deal with totalitarian dictatorships?
of
I mean, come
historian
on.
gear.
Are you wearing the suit at home?
So this is the only thing I've got for this, and
Okay.
it was the correspondence dinner that made me think about it, but I don't know. But the idea that the dress code is conspiracy casual.
Or junta formal. That's pretty good. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
I don't know.
Conspiracy casual. Is it on the invite? So it's the invite.
Yeah, it's on
welcome
the
to
invite,
Correspondence
maybe,
Dinner.
yeah.
Guest of honor is the Lord.
It's
you know,
a part of a joke. Like you can't hang a whole
It's jokes
thing
on
it.
jokes.
Yeah.
Dress. That again sounds like it could teeter the line between New Yorker and Mad.
Yeah,
But it definitely has that air of like conspiracy casual is very good. That also could lean into something like the alt right and alt left. Well, it's very like Infowars kind of dress, when they have their little tinfoil
That's it,
tinfoil
yeah.
hat meetings or whatever it is. I'm sure I've just put a target on my back, but
A
anyway.
friend of mine is a is like she's a hippie, and she had a party once, and the dress code was business spiritual.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's funny.
Business spiritual. What is that? What is that? Just
I don't
like-
know. It's something that they call themselves the cuddle puddle. So I just try to
I don't
steer
even
clear of that
wanna
whole
know what
deal.
the hell
But
that
they're
is.
lovely people.
But I like that. I like conspiracy casual. Very good.
But a lot of white guys with dreadlocks, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
crowd.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, a lot of like slackliners.
it's not the cuddle that bothers me. It's the effing puddle that bothers me. I don't know why they're calling it the cuddle puddle.
Because it rhymes with cuddle.
All
That's the
right.
only. I think that's it.
It better.
Hope so. Okay, this one is. I think this has been done.
Oh,
But a man that can't sleep, like lying bolt upright. Did we do this joke?
I don't know.
And his wife is saying to him, "Have you tried counting every bad decision you've ever made?"
No, we haven't done that one. We tried. We did one where it was to InfoWars people saying, "Have you tried counting sheeple?" And then I think we found that maybe the Onion had done something different or slightly the
had
same.
they?
And it was kind of too much in the realm of
Oh right. That seems familiar. That one.
counting sheeple was, I think, already done. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, so counting every bad decision you've ever made, counting every mistake you've ever made. Counting every bad decision you've ever made. Counting every awkward encounter you've ever made.
I hate the word awkward.
Yeah, I know it is. It is overused,
Anyone that uses that,
especially
like,
on stage.
It's not a
That's awkward.
It's not a punchline.
No, it's not.
It's just a word. This one is an optometrist talking to a millennial,
Okay.
saying,
Are we-
and this
are we-
is
are-
a bit wordy.
Okay,
It's,
all
and he's saying to her, "I keep telling you, if you don't warm up before rolling them, you're going to do permanent damage to your eyes.
Rolling them?
Rolling your eyes.
Oh, rolling
If
them.
you don't warm up before rolling your eyes, you'll do permanent damage."
If there's a way not to say eyes,
yeah,
I feel like because it's an optometrist, there's some
maybe it's there's
there's a gap there that we don't need to
yeah,
fill.
yeah. That does need a bit of work.
But no. But if it's the eyes, maybe she's already got her eyes rolling back in her head, right? You know, that like sarcastic, braces, teenager-looking
Yeah. That's the
with
thing.
an iPhone glued to her hand.
Yeah.
And she's got, and they're kind of stuck. So it's like she's pulled a muscle.
That's funny.
They're stuck, rolled, right? So her eyelids are, crap, I can't. He's like, well, if you don't warm up before rolling them, you run the risk.
I reckon if you don't warm up before rolling them, ellipsis.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Foam rolling.
Yeah.
Eye rolling, foam rolling. Yeah, okay. I like that. It's good.
That's all right. This one is a someone showing their grandmother YouTube
Okay.
or just any video thing on the internet, whatever it is, whatever
Okay,
it is.
all right.
And you know the countdown, the time and the thing.
Mm.
She's pointing at that going, and the number in that left corner is how long you have to wait before you write back lol. Do you do that?
Do you do that?
I've never watched a video anyone sent me. I've watched very few videos people send me.
I will watch videos people send me on Instagram, like they DM me an Instagram video.
Oh, yeah.
And it's usually a scene from Goodfellas. it's pretty much, or The Sopranos, and like it's always one that I've already watched. That
Yeah.
That's all I will watch. Stuff I know is going to be good because
Yeah.
I'm not wasting my time on. I was at the bar. This is a true story. So we're flying back. Sophie and I.
Wait,
Saturday.
how many of your stories are lies? Why do you say that?
I gotta stop saying that because it implies everything I've said is false.
He didn't say true story, a bunch of bullshit.
I said, and I said that at the Carolina Comedy Club, and the booker goes, "Stop saying this is true, because that means everyone thinks you're full of shit." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Well, I am, but also, okay." So Sophie and I are in the airport, flying back from San Diego to New York, and we had to stop in Arizona. We're in Phoenix Airport, right? Waiting around
You
for
and
like,
these flights.
oh, you're not joking. Sophie got caught in that blizzard.
Oh, of course she
So
did.
her flight was cancelled at 1 in the
So
morning.
it's contagious. Your bullshit is
My
rubbed up on
le
her.
curse, yeah.
Yeah.
So she had to go home at 2 in the morning from JFK. The next day, get the last flight out of New York at 6 in the morning from Jersey.
To go to your mate's wedding, really.
We paid a stupid amount of money. It was as if Scott Dooley was going to the grand
Going to the
final.
footy, yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Good,
Anyway, so this flight back, we have to stop in Phoenix Airport, and so because let's make a little day of it. Let's go to the bar. We get some poutine and a couple of beers. Classic. And then we're sitting there, and this old Southern gentleman's on his phone, right?
Good.
And I literally haven't even put my bags down before he goes, "Hey, watch this!" And he shows me his phone. He's got a Facebook video open.
Great.
And it's of some gentleman basically cutting open a can with
Good.
a knife,
Excellent.
a can of beans with a knife,
Yeah.
going, and it's really taking some time. And he goes, wait for it. I'm like, every good video needs someone to
Yeah,
say wait
yeah,
for it.
yeah, yeah.
And then he cuts it, and then it peels the can back, pours it over. You see the bottom of the can. There's a ring pull on the bottom.
Oh.
He goes, "That's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life." He's showing everybody at
That's
the bar.
great.
I was,
Great.
and I was so
This is my
tired.
idea
I
of
was on
hell.
1 hour's sleep.
That's my idea of hell.
And then I'm like, how do I get out of this? Because then he's like, I got more. Let me show you.
Yeah.
He's scrolling through.
I know you can't be rude.
No, and
it's that thing of like when someone, hey, let me tell you a joke.
Oh God.
And you're like, oh, please
Stomach
don't,
sinks. Yeah, I don't want
do
to.
that.
And so I
Because
went to the
here's thing,
bathroom. I
we've
left.
heard the joke.
Of course. Of course.
So you just left your wife with the stranger.
I'm a good husband. Have you noticed how good a husband I am?
Did you ask her for money on the way? Like, just like, you're like, I imagine you're like Sharon Stone in Casino. Like, I'm just going to the, can I get it? She kind of gives you a bit of sugar.
Honey, can I get $2 for the vending machine? I'm just going to the loo. Here, introduce. What's your name? Oh, this is Sophie. Anyway, all right, I'll see you guys.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. Anyway, so what else you got?
Guy, this one, okay, so I've got a couple of phone ones.
Okay.
This one, this is a real New York joke.
Okay.
And the wording's not quite right, but it's a guy next to a brand new car.
Okay.
And he's saying to his buddy, I really got it, so the phone calls about my car's extended warranty will make sense. You know, you get those phone calls, those spam calls about this is about your car's extended warranty.
Oh, I've missed that.
And
it's a robocall. Call.
It's a robocall, and someone just buying a car
Yeah.
purely to engage with that. I think it needs a bit of work.
Yeah, it needs something. I think it needs the context, so
Yeah.
we can either draw it in or show it somehow, or yeah.
Has this been done?
Okay, that's not the name of this show, my friend.
Should be. But has this one been
Okay.
done?
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
It is a cutlery, like it's a store that's selling homewares, predominantly plates
Okay.
and cups and mugs and bowls and
Okay.
things.
So classic bull territory.
There you are.
Okay.
So the bull is working there as the new employee. The one employee is like the two existing employees go, I got a bad feeling about this new guy.
I love
Has
that
that
so
been
much.
done?
I have to look that up. I love that so much.
Yeah,
that's a banger. I love
It
that.
could be a good joke if it's not been done.
I can picture
Just
Ed Steed doing it.
Yeah, I got a bad feeling about the new guy.
Yeah. The new guy.
The new guy. Like he's wearing a trainee
Yeah.
name tag.
Oh, that's good. Or it just says Dennis. Even better.
Oh, I don't know about Dennis. That's good. That's really funny. Oh, that's really funny.
I don't know about Dennis.
I don't know about Dennis.
That's
fuck, that makes
I got
me
a real
laugh.
bad feeling about Dennis.
I got a bad feeling about Dennis.
That's great. That's my Outback Steakhouse pick of the week.
Well,
it's not even mine.
His last one
Okay.
is this one. It's a phone salesman doing the sale.
Yep.
And he's saying, and the extra loud speakers mean that no stranger will miss a second of your private conversations. Has that been done?
I don't know if it's been done. There's a little inside baseball. Some of the cartoonists do chat about feedback they've had where it's like, oh, we've hit peak Desert Island cartoon. We've hit peak car phone cartoon. You know, hit peak back in the 80s. I don't think we've hit peak car phone cartoon in 2018. But I think it might be on the line.
Is it?
It might be. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
let's leave that one for the minute because we
yeah.
might be able to rework it into
There's a
something else.
couple there, I think.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well,
What do you got? I
All
like
right.
the dog cart. I think the dog courtroom one
Dog
would be good.
courtroom's
Like it's got to be
great.
quite intricate, I imagine.
I'm gonna draw it like George Booth. I'm gonna put a lot of detail in there.
Yeah.
A lot of dogs, different, and maybe a couple of little jokes on jokes in there.
Yeah. I think
yeah.
there's a bit of meat on the bone.
Totally, so to speak. All right. Here's my first one for this week. Is it's very silly. It's Attila the Hun at home. Now this is running on the theme of my Vlad the employer.
Sure.
Vlad the Impaler being in HR. It's Attila the Hun on the couch watching football, right? And then his wife walks in and says, "The Hun, I'm home." The idea that his name is The Hun, like that's his last name.
Is there something in it like it's his Tinder profile and he calls himself Attila the Honey? Like or something like he's trying to soften it?
The Honey, I'm home. Attila. Attila is such a boy. That's a name that died out quick, isn't it?
What do you reckon went faster? What do you reckon the drop off was faster, Attila or Adolf?
You know what? You can actually check it on Google Graphs. You can look it up. You can
What?
see the usage by names and do a versus and go Attila versus
But that's like
Adolf.
search trends, right?
I think it's usage. It is actual usage.
Wow.
Yeah, which is pretty interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. It goes all the way back to the 1800s.
Yeah.
And it-
oh
and it-
well, I
'cause
think
it's scanning
Attila's a bit
books.
before then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, in documented. Yeah, I guess no one's calling their kid Attila.
Because the other one
You're
is
right.
Osama.
Yeah, that's
You're
true.
not seeing a lot of Osamas.
I'm seeing Usamas around. There's a few Usamas around, but no
Really?
Osamas.
Yeah.
I did a. Ooh, I wonder if I. So I did a cartoon for Mad today.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say what it was, but I took my name off it. In fact, I used a nom de plume. Because I was
My nom de plume, by the way, is Scott Dooley.
Dot Schooly. No one will suspect a thing. Yeah, no, because I didn't write it. I drew it, and
Can you tell? You can't tell us what the
Nah,
joke is.
if you go to Mad
This
Magazine,
anecdote is terrible.
yeah, madmagazine.com, and if you look for a cartoon that has an odd-looking name on it, but it has, you'll see it and go, oh, I see. Because if I wrote it, I'd probably more be likely to put my name on it, but I didn't write it. I just drew it, and I don't really want to. I've had a bad history with this, and also Charlie Hebdo listens to this podcast. So anyway, what got me onto that? All right, this next one, it's a commercial. It looks like one of those big Super Bowl commercials.
Yep.
Because Super Bowl's coming up. Well, in
February, yeah.
February, but it's all the buzz. You know, the football season's now. It's working its way. It's like
You're
the World
such
Series.
a jock. You have no idea what the fuck you're saying.
You left the E off, jock.
It's like all the buzz is starting up.
It's all a buzz.
It's week 11 of the
Yeah,
NFL.
we haven't even had
It's like-
Thanksgiving yet. It's one of those big fancy commercials, but it's the Dodge. You know, the Dodge is a car brand here, but it's the all new, and it's bright orange. The all new Dodge Draft. You know,
Oh, that's a bit political.
wow. You know,
I do like that.
is it
yeah.
maybe more mad than New Yorker?
I think it's more mad.
Yeah.
But don't you? I don't know.
Oh, they hate Trump. I mean, the editor of the New Yorker goes to any length to basically rip on this guy. Maybe it's a daily. The all-new Dodge Draft, you know, because Dodge also, there's been some news about that lately in the car industry and the melding of all these car companies and
Yeah.
So that is kind of in the news a bit. So maybe
What's
it's
the story though with like using a brand name there?
I think as long as it's parody, that's the grey area. As long as it's parody.
Yeah.
I mean, then also I don't think Dodge are a sponsor at the New Yorker. We've done
The Venn diagram of New Yorker readers and
Dodge drivers.
enormous pickup truck drivers is
just-
very slim.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong. I mean, if you
mean-
can get a picture of you in front of your enormous ute
with a
holding
copy, with a proof of life copy of the New Yorker with Roz
Yorker.
Chast's
Yeah.
little illustration. Yeah, that'll work. All right, this one I think this has some legs.
Sure.
It's a guy with the sign, right? The end is nigh.
Yeah.
Okay, and remember I pitched
We did
one of the
set a
live pod, which
reminder
was-
for night.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that joke yesterday. It's really
I'm-
funny.
I think it has. I'm going to repitch it because I
Yeah.
think it's got some legs. Anyway, it's a guy walking past, just going, "Do you have a more specific date? This is killing me. What's taking so long?"
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, like everyone's just like, you know what? Just can we end this?
Yeah,
This is-
yeah.
I'm done.
I do like that.
taking so
What
long.
What about feels like Niall never come. Or like, you know, like
It
that
feels like
kind-
nigh or
yeah.
never. It's nigh or never.
Yeah.
Nigh will never come. Yeah. At this point, I feel like nigh will never
There you go.
come.
At this point is nice.
Yeah. Let's try that. I'll
Yeah.
pitch it as that because
Yeah.
I just got like, I reckon we could do several different captions on
Because
this and just keep
screaming at the
repitching it.
crazy person.
Oh no!
I like someone
making the guy in the
observing it.
suit the crazy person.
Yeah, no, I know
and
that.
The nigh guy,
yeah,
the normal
and the nigh
person.
guy being
flipping the
Yeah,
trope.
no, I understand. But I think that idea of like, people. The other thing that I always think of when I see those guys is like, remember when you were a kid and you were like, oh, maybe I won't need to do my homework because the school will burn down. Like the
Right,
idea,
right.
the
Snow
idea that you put something off because you saw this sign. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't get you a birthday present. I honestly thought the world was going to end. The bloke at the subway said,
Yeah. I
he was
mean,
pretty adamant that the earth was ending.
and look, he looked legit too.
Yeah.
He smelt like a dead body.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, right. There's some. Yeah,
There's
maybe
something in that,
there.
but I think that kind of people like, it feels like Niall never come. Like,
Is there something in this? Help me work this one out. You know when they say, and you're about to get married, some of the best advice anyone will give you about marriage is never go to bed angry. Is there something in the Hulk or like Bruce Banner being married and going, that's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. Like, because everyone's like, what's the secret to a happy marriage? That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
When I hear that,
Yeah.
I'm always like, my first thought is like, man, they must need an enormous bed because he's so big.
Well, it's only if he hulks out.
Yeah, but if he goes to bed angry, he is the Hulk, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's angry.
Never go to bed angry.
go to bed
the Hulk
angry.
never goes to bed angry because his bed's too small.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
the trick.
yeah.
Thank you. There it is.
Yeah.
That's the button. So it's Hulk. The secret to Hulk's happy marriage is never go to bed angry.
Is it is it him?
Pretty good.
Is it him at a bed store?
Yeah.
And the guy goes, Bruce, I keep telling you, don't go to bed angry. Like he's got a broken bed with
that's
him.
better. The bed salesman saying,
Yeah.
do you want to just open a tab?
Yeah.
Like, I told you, never go to bed angry. That's not bad. Or the purple pants store. Do you want
The
to just
purple.
Do you want to just open a
Yeah.
tab? Just keep it
Yeah.
open.
Yeah.
Speaking of keep it open, the wonderful Joe Data has helped me with this cartoon.
Oh
that
yeah.
I thought it was dead, buried, and cremated.
Yeah.
But I've exhumed it.
Oh, yeah.
Because he seems to think it has legs. If I try it, and I'll put his name on it. If it gets sold, it'll be a Chatfield Data first. He's worked with some amazing other cartooners like Paul Noth and all those guys. If it's an elephant at a peanut stand. Because it has all my favorite hallmarks of an anthropomorphized elephant.
You know what? That
Buying
gets me.
peanuts at a peanut stand.
You know,
going, keep it
that's
open.
funny. I like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what's I think is also something
Handing the card to him with his trunk.
with his with his trunk,
Yeah.
is the idea of like the most unlucky elephant is the one with peanut allergies?
Is that been done?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
That's not bad. Yeah. Is there a word for that?
Anaphylaxis.
Anaphylaxis is the reaction, but what we call peanut allergy, it'd be your.
It's peanut allergy. It's just peanut allergy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
To my knowledge, I'm sure there's
Because
some...
there's like asthmatic, there's blah blah blah. I'm something peanut, I'm anti peanut.
What if it's a doctor telling him, yeah, you're allergic to peanuts. If you have it, you're gonna swell up, or like
You'll swell up to a giant size. That's funny. If you stop eating peanuts, that's maybe all elephants are allergic to peanuts. And they're actually like the size of a horse. This whole time, we've been like, geez, I wonder why they're so big. Keep eating fucking peanuts.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah.
They're all allergic.
That's pretty funny.
There's something there. I want to do one more before I do suggestions.
Oh yeah.
It was okay. It is. By the way, I was at the launch party for the cartoon collections here in New York just before I left for LA, and all the New Yorker cartoonists were there. It was crazy.
Oh, sick.
Finally met Ed Steed.
Oh wow.
The wonderful Ed Steed.
He's probably my favorite.
Me too.
After Ellis.
Me too. Well, of course, given. There it is. There's the mention, Ellis. Ellis was there. And we all drew on these big boards, like everyone's doing cartoons. To
Quite a
put on
life
the
you
walls
guys
there.
live. You're just drawing on walls and going around.
Yeah, we're crazy. And Ed drew me. Ed Steed drew
Oh,
me.
wow.
Which was fantastic.
Which wouldn't have been flattering. I
No. And he drew like me and Drew Dernovich and Tom Toro and Tom Chitty as well.
Tom Chitty.
Really funny.
He's a funny
Really
guy.
funny. Yeah. He came
Yeah, I
from out of town.
really like his stuff.
Very funny.
Yeah.
I think he's British. Anyway, it was one of those
Nobody's
things where
perfect. Dude.
it was just one of those nights, and there were a bunch of cartoons, and someone said, "What are we calling this? What's the collective noun for a group of cartoonists?" And my Ginger Meg's hat went on. And I went, "Oh, a batch." So there
that's
you go.
good. Oh yeah, that's good.
It got the biggest groan I've heard since I was.
Why do you do this? Just
I don't
say
know.
you gotta laugh.
Nah.
It was funny. That's
nah.
funny.
I'm too honest. It's my problem.
Don't be honest.
I'm
Yeah,
too
no, but you're
honest.
not, because you're constantly having to really tell us when you're being honest.
That's true. That's true.
Do you know what would be funny?
Uh.
I mean, is there something in this, someone doing his vows?
Yeah.
And it's like, do you, Roger, take Jane to be like to be honest?
Right.
Yeah. Like, like just a true story. I really love you. Like,
It's a true story.
it's completely true.
True story. Anyone saying true story needs to
There is
stop.
no one telling a bigger lie than the person
No.
that says this totally happened.
All right, my last one is in LA. There's a lot of open driveways and things like that, and a lot of space. But a lot of people, and it happens in New York too. But there's big signs that say no dumping.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
you know, no leaving your trash here, no dumping your furniture. Or
I
whatever.
have a feeling this is going to be very highbrow.
Very highbrow. It's literally just a guy being broken up with under the sign.
Oh, wow.
Maybe she's handing a ring back or something. Or, it's very silly, but I want it to be in a beautiful New York setting, maybe in the snow.
Is there a caption there?
Oh, okay.
Which is, respect the sign, Melissa.
Respect the sign. Can we do this
It
somewhere
probably
else?
doesn't need it. It's probably the unnecessary punch.
Oh, what about
but-
this isn't the time or the place? Or
that's not bad.
can we do this somewhere else? Can we go somewhere? Oh, no.
If they're
Here's
getting
what
a
it is. Here's what it
ticket.
is. No, it's her. This is it. I think I've got it. It's her talking to him under a no dumping sign going, can we go somewhere to talk? Can we go somewhere else?
He's been taking her there for 3 weeks to avoid it. to dodge
He
the
knows
bullet.
the writings on the wall. She's like, can we just...
Oh, maybe that's it.
Oh,
I
the
feel
date,
I
constantly
feel,
having
or
a
it's
date.
it's under the no dumping. I
Yeah.
feel the writings on the wall for us.
Yeah.
It's a bit obvious though.
Is it? It's literally
like
SS.
it literally says, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of SS, our first suggestion tonight, and thank you for sending them in. Always send them to myself, jasonchatfieldcomedy@gmail.com, or DM me at Jason Chatfield on Instagram. This one, STPATNANOE, says, have you...
What?
ST Patno? I don't know how to
Show me.
pronounce it. ST Patno? I want to say...
St. Pat now.
Oh, St. Pat.
St. Pat?
No. Anyway, it's definitely an inflection.
Shout
on the
out to all of the Americans listening who love hearing Australians say no. And
No.
that's the one they always say, no.
No.
Yeah, okay, we can play this game too, America. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Have you ever pitched a Titanic-related cartoon to Emma? She says, the editor of the New Yorker, cartoon editor. If it's not to Steamship,
I love how that's become a thing.
Brilliant.
It was already shortened, so we've lengthened it.
oh, she goes, although the Titanic until then was technically a Royal Mail ship, so we've dodged the steamship.
okay, good.
Or too soon for Titanic jokes. That's funny. I don't think it's too. Was it 1918? Something like that. Literally like 100 years ago.
God, that's so funny.
Is it too soon? Is there
Hey,
something?
what kind of Tyrannosaurus Rex? Hey, too soon, buddy. They went through a lot as a species.
Never forget the Triassic period. All right. She goes that, or too soon for Titanic jokes. Is there something in a cartoon that plays off the Noah's Ark trope, that where the Ark has the big, looks like the Titanic?
Yeah.
The caption would include talking animals, bonus points.
There you go.
And they would either be saying, oh, I don't have a good feeling about this, as they march up to the ship, or it could be two animals walking away from the ship with the caption, you know what, we'll take our chances with the flood. So it's like Noah's Ark. It's a wooden ship, but it's got the three big.
Yeah.
or the four
No, I
big-
got,
What do you call
those.
those big chimneys. I know they're not called chimneys,
No,
but
they're not.
they're
They're
like big
called. I did know this.
there's always a nautical term for something like chimney. A stubborn or a.
Do you know how many? Okay, this is one for you.
Go
this
on
is
then.
a universal thing. How many ropes are on a ship?
How many ropes?
How many ropes?
I don't know. E.T.
One.
One?
The
What's-
bell rope. Everything else is a line.
Really? Oh, look at
I'm from a
you.
nautical family.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Wow. You?
Yeah.
Really?
I know. Captain Privilege over here.
I knew
Spend
Captain
time on,
Carriage
spend
was your
time on
actual
boats.
name.
Get out of here.
Scott Dooley's a nom de plume. Captain Carriage is your real name. I actually, there was another Mad Magazine cartoon that went up this week, which was a doctor talking to the tired-looking guy going, insomnia, eh? Have you tried listening to a guy try to explain Bitcoin? I don't know.
It's not bad. Okay, so
that
back
one was with Alexis Novak.
The-
Yeah.
I don't mind. The thing I was thinking about with the Titanic,
Mm.
I don't know if you saw this in the news where it was, there's going to be a Titanic 2, which is going to faithfully
see that.
recreate the original void.
Now, how method is it going to be?
Well, so I was like,
Faithfully.
who the fuck is buying tickets for this thing?
Oh, but if you're going to go down, like just say you've got a terminal disease, you're like, you know what?
So it's full of just people with cancer?
Absolutely, it's a cancer cruise. You never want to jump on a ship that's doomed to sink. Let's be honest.
If I ever get on a ship
Yeah.
and I see more than one drip in an oxygen tank, I'm off the fucking thing. I'm out of here.
Imagine if it does, though. I mean, knock on stern. What if it? I mean, sink me once, shame on me.
There you go.
Sink me twice.
That's
I mean, is it shame on you or shame on
Fool-
no? Fool me
sink
once, shame on
once,
you.
Shame on you.
Fool me
Sink
twice.
me twice. Shame on me.
Shame on me. Or as George Bush used to say, fool me twice, can't fool me again.
Can't fool me again.
Yeah.
There's
okay.
an old saying in Texas. That's how he started.
It's an old saying.
There's an old saying in Texas.
Fool me once.
as if it's just indigenous.
It's definitely not. All right, and our last suggestion for this week is from Tom Racine. Have you seen this one?
No.
Tom Racine has a fantastic. He has a podcast of his own. Actually, he's a
nice.
cartoon. It's called Tall Tale Radio.
I do know the name Tom.
Yeah,
Tom's name.
He interviews cartoonists in a wildly popular.
Right, that's right. It's very,
podcast.
yeah.
So go tune into that if you like cartoons. Tall Tale Radio.
It's a great name.
He goes, "Hey Jason Scott, would this be good enough?" He's framed it in a very pragmatic way. He's going, would this be good enough to be rejected by the New Yorker? And it's pretty fantastic if I'm
Well,
honest.
you've come to two experts and being rejected.
And it's these two sort of traveling ancient warrior types.
Sure.
And going, we must be cautious, my liege. That way lies madness. And it's literally the band.
The band Madness. Oh,
in
my
their
God.
trademark leaning back all together.
God.
Their album covers
That
and all their
is
press photos.
such a-
Isn't it great?
That's so good. Baggy trousers.
Baggy trousers as well. He's nailed it.
Baggy trousers.
It's so good. I
Um,
honestly think he should pitch it and just see what she says.
It's
it's definitely good enough to be rejected by the
There's
New Yorker.
niche. There's niche and there's a Madness reference in 2018.
It's pretty great. So thank you, Tom, for sending
That's
that
great,
in.
Tom.
Yeah,
That's
and
really
thank you for
funny.
everyone to sending in your
There's
suggestions.
something else. Someone at one of our friends from she came to the live pod.
Yeah.
Was like, I've got a. Have you honestly? You're booking your Uber right now.
I've got to
You've
get.
actually booked
I've got to
it.
get to 31st Street.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks for the show.
No. I finished this story.
I
we
can't
got
even
time.
remember what the story was. Now. Because I want to get to your T-shirt that you're about to wear on television,
yeah.
which is you selling. You've been pushing this T-shirt.
It's Trump with his skull basically open, and it's revealing a squirrel that is basically controlling him. Is at the
Controlling him from the
controls?
inside, yeah.
It's the only explanation I can really come up with for the shit that he says. And it's I'm gonna wear it on TV, and I'm gonna see what happens.
Do you ever do Uber pool?
Yeah, all the time, just for the gamble. I love it.
Do
I
you ever
roll the
get,
dice.
like-
I get really weird. I've had an Uber pool with 3 different people, 3 different passengers. It's been a nightmare. It's been a joy. It's been all sorts. But New York City, Uber pool, oh my God. You are really rolling that
What are you
dice.
saving? $5?
No, you're saving a lot.
Really?
Oh, honestly, I went from Tribeca one day. I went from Tribeca to the East Village for $4.20.
When?
That's my record. About, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What-
During
I mean,
the
when?
day,
Like, what- during the day.
During the day. So yeah, $4.20 versus 25. That's not bad. That's pretty good.
No, that's a good deal.
It's quite a saving.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Uber
Well.
pool. Anyway, what do you got coming up? Anything?
I'm going to Australia.
Hey, look at you going to
Yeah,
Australia.
Going tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
The next day.
What's tomorrow?
I don't know.
We're recording this on Tuesday night.
All I know is, according to Orphan Annie, the sun will come out. That's all I know.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow is Wednesday.
Tomorrow's Wednesday. So you're leaving Thursday or Wednesday?
Thursday. I'm leaving on
Okay.
Thanksgiving.
Safe travels. So
What
you're
are you
going
doing
home
for
for Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving?
I'm
I'm
doing.
going home for Thanksgiving.
I go to Australia for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I arrive on Saturday.
I'm staying in the city. Sophie and I are going to go get some. We're doing like a Jewish Christmas on Thanksgiving, so we're getting dumplings and then we're going to see a movie.
Oh, sick.
It's going to be
What are you
great.
seeing?
We're probably going to see that Bohemian Rhapsody Queen film, Freddie Mercury.
Oh,
film.
right.
We'll see. That's my pick. She gets a. We're gonna vote. We're gonna see how it goes.
Did
Could
you
be
see A
anything.
Star Is Born? Did we talk
No,
about
not
this?
yet. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
All right, we'll see that instead, and then we'll talk about it.
It's that ship is. We can talk about. We're not going to talk about it on this. We'll talk about.
No,
it
no,
in
no.
our
We'll
private
go and have some
lives.
beers and talk about it. Yeah.
But this is the conversation. That's all right.
Wow, that's the whole conversation.
That's it.
What is this? The 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th times it's been remade.
Yeah.
This is just like, okay, we know how this ends.
The thing is, that I was like, people are like, man, I'm not crying, you're crying. I just saw a story. So what are you watching?
That's
Is your
funny.
Uber here?
No,
What's his
I'm
name?
putting the shout out because what's his name? What do you? Let's guess. I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to what his name's going to be.
Attila?
Attila. What about Jay-Z? No. Okay. Or it's put. The pin is in the very wrong place. Am I wrong? The pin has gone down at a very different place in this mystery location.
Oh, no,
that's not it at all.
Wait, what street am I on?
Yeah.
What street do I live on?
I don't know.
Up here.
Oh, it was so off.
So far
That
away.
was so far off.
that's
Uber.
there, yeah.
That could have cost me a walk. All right. The driver's name for my little
Here we
trip
go.
up to. By the way,
So you're on Studio 10. Have
Studio
you? I've
10.
done the Studio 10.
yeah, I've done it a few times. In fact, this is like a hey, come back. You know.
Oh, look at you.
Do and it's fun. Last time I had Ding Dong Drysdale. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Lifelong
Yeah,
crush.
she's
the best. I love her.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah, no, I haven't done it for about a year, I think. So it's just like a nice little, and I've drawn a caricature of Joe, which is nice, just for a surprise. Yeah, so that'll be fun. And
What did you focus on? How do you know? Like what do you know to focus on when you're doing those?
Teeth. Well, you look at what they've had fixed first, and then go, well, I'm not letting you get away with that. Joe Hildebrand always had a very big gap in his teeth for the longest time.
Did he?
Yeah, and he got them fixed. So I'm like,
Really?
nah, I'm putting that back in, mate. You're not getting away with that.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, I'm a caricaturist. I'm not meant to make you look nice. I'm meant to make you look
Wow, but
terrible.
he's so sensitive about it. He had cosmetic surgery.
and he's on
And he's
television.
on television.
Yeah.
And that's like you're like, oh well, that's the first thing I'm gonna mention.
Yeah, I'm good at press. I'll definitely get invited back. It's the worst. I would be
That's like saying to someone, this is Kathy.
Yeah.
Her husband was just it was the weirdest thing. He
Yeah.
didn't know he was allergic to bees. He was stung by bees and just whatever you do, just like don't mention like she's fine, but don't
Yeah.
mention bees.
Oh my god.
Kathy, I'd like you to meet.
Not the bees.
I'd like you to meet Jason. Well, it's lovely to meet you, Kathy. I better buzz off though. I don't want to be a pain. All right, honey.
That's done.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here
Let's
it is.
let's see what the hive mind has to say on that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Kathy.
Can I tell you what my Uber driver? Okay, his name is LT.
No, it's not LT.
His name's Leighton, but he's got LT. Call me LT. Read the bio
Call me
under
LT.
it.
Oh my God.
Read the bio
They've got
under
bios.
it. Yeah. Uber drivers have
Yo,
bios now.
I'm a musician, singer. I'm a musician, singer. That's one word. No.
Classic.
I'm a musician, singer, and songwriter. Professional truck driver. I also fix computer and just all around people's person. Trying to live life to the fullest, you know.
Classic.
I'm an aspired musician / comedian and actor.
Hey!
Yo, get
This
some
ride
jokes.
is gonna be hilarious. Oh, I can't wait.
He seems great.
Yeah.
I've got high hopes. LT looks
LT.
lovely.
He
Look at him. Look, he's got
I
a beautiful
know.
bow tie on.
He does. I reckon this is
Oh.
his entire job. He's very good at it seems.
Yo, he speaks the patois. Bro, you're
Classic.
going to have a great trip.
Yep.
Ask him about cricket. He's Jamaican.
You're jealous now. Do you want to come with?
Maybe.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Well, we won't. We're not doing the show next week. We just had that conversation.